The band was already 3 numbers in when I found the last stool at the bar. Ordered something amber and let the music do whatever it wanted to my evening. The singer had a voice like expensive furniture, the kind that cost more than you'd admit to. Every word landing right where it intended. This man had been heartbroken professionally for years. Pal, a room like this on a night like this doesn't come around more than once a season. Smoke gets in your shoes, keeps you rooted to the good stuff. Swing into the haze, let the brass work out your troubles. Do-I, whiskey and a spotlight on a man who really means it just like that. Stay until they close, so stay. Fellow next to me hadn't moved since I arrived, just nodding along like the music owed him something. Maybe it did, maybe we all had a tab running with this particular kind of evening. Brother, some debts you're happy to keep paying, long as the band keeps showing up to collect. Smoke gets in your shoes, keeps you rooted to the good stuff. Swing into the haze, let the brass work out your troubles. Do-I, whiskey and a spotlight on a man who really means it just like that. Stay until they close, so stay. The singer closed his eyes on the last verse. The whole room leaned in without realizing. Smoke gets in your shoes, walk home slower than you need to tonight. Keep on swinging, baby, the good rooms are worth every minute you give them. Do-I, back on that same stool, same amber, same band, same smoke, brass and bars, stools and grace. Coat smelled like the whole evening, didn't air it out for a week. Smoke gets in your shoes. Linger a little, linger a little. Put on the good hat, the one reserved for occasions worth dressing for. Shine the left shoe, then the right, in that order, always in that order. Walk the long way because the long way had better trees, and a man ought to arrive having seen something worth mentioning. Brought flowers because empty hands tell the wrong story at the wrong door. Gentleman presentation is just respect. made visible, and that cost nothing but effort. The gentleman caller, knocking like he means it, and he does. Swing into the evening, fedora at the angle that says I tried. Shabbat, Shabbat, flowers and a compliment ready, just in case, just prepared. Old-fashioned on purpose, so sharp. She answered before the second knock, which told him everything he needed to know. Conversation came easy, as it always had, with the right person. The words just volunteer themselves. Brother, find yourself someone who answers before you finish knocking, and keep them. The gentleman caller, knocking like he means it, and he does. Swing into the evening, fedora at the angle that says I tried. Shabbat, Shabbat, flowers and a compliment ready, just in case, just prepared. Old-fashioned on purpose, so sharp. He laughed at something she said and forgot entirely what he planned to say next. The gentleman caller, walk her home the long way past the bed of trees. Keep on swinging, baby, the old ways work fine when you mean every bit of them. Shabbat, Shabbat, back at that same door, same hat, same flowers, same nerve, good shoes and good intentions and grace. Walked home even slower than he'd walked there. The gentleman caller, call again soon, call again soon, call again soon. Been coming to this chair since I had hair worth arguing about. Eddie doesn't say much but says it well. The radio stays on something good, and nobody rushes anybody out of that chair. Three chairs, but Eddie works alone by choice. Says two extra opinions slow everything down. Scissors moving like they've got somewhere to be, but the man in the chair never feels hurried. Gentlemen, a good barber is part confessor, part philosopher, and entirely on your side. The corner barber shop, where everybody knows your name and your fate. Swing into the chair, let Eddie handle the rest. Do I hot towel and a straight razor, just like clockwork. Walk out taller, somehow so sharp. Old photographs on the mirror going back 40 years. Same corner, same chair, different faces, same ease. A man brought his son in for the first time last Tuesday. Eddie gave the boy a lollipop and didn't charge the father. Brother, some institutions hold a neighborhood together without ever knowing. That's what they're doing. The corner barber shop, where everybody knows your name and your face. Swing into the chair, let Eddie handle the rest. Hot towel and a straight razor, just like clockwork. Walk out taller, somehow so sharp. Shop-up-dee-doo-wop, shop-up-dee-doo-wop. 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 Eddie hummed along to the radio. Never the melody, always something underneath. The corner barber shop. Come back in 6 weeks and tell Eddie everything. Keep on swinging, baby. The best conversations happen in that particular chair. Do I back in that same seat? Same scissors, same Eddie, same ease. Bay rum and good counsel and grace. Tipped him well, he nodded once. The corner barber shop. See you in 6. See you in 6. Bought 2 tickets at the window, destination open, said the man behind the glass. I said, that'll do fine. He looked like he'd been waiting years for someone to say that. Platform 3 had the best light at that hour. Long shadows and steam from somewhere underneath. The kind of departure that deserves a theme song. Lucky for us, the brass section agreed. Pal, the best trips start with nobody asking too many questions at the ticket window. 2 tickets to nowhere. Boarding now on platform 3. Swing into the unknown. The timetable's more of a suggestion. Sha-la-la, window seats and a backpack light, just like that. Anywhere beats here, so gone. She had a book she'd read before, said rereading was underrated, and she was right. The conductor punched our tickets without asking where, which confirmed we'd made entirely the right decision. Brother, travel light and travel curious. The luggage that matters fits in your chest pocket. 2 tickets to nowhere. Boarding now on platform 3. Swing into the unknown. The timetable's more of a suggestion. Sha-la-la, window seats and a backpack light, just like that. Anywhere beats here, so gone. The train pulled out right on time, which felt like the one surprise. of the whole trip.
2 tickets to nowhere.
Get off wherever the name sounds right to you.
Keep on swinging, baby.
The best destinations don't show up in any catalog.
Sha-la-la.
Back at that same window,
Same man,
same open destination,
same yes.
steam and open timetables and grace. Never did figure out where we ended up.
2 tickets to nowhere.
Best trip yet, best trip yet, best trip yet.
"40 years on the same radio frequency, knows every driver by the sound of their static, says he can tell the weather by the interference, and nobody's ever caught him being wrong. Night shift starts when the city shifts gears from the version everyone sees to the version that runs things. Cabs and trucks and the occasional mystery vehicle, all checking in with the same steady voice. Gentlemen, somebody's always got to hold the center, while everyone else is out doing the interesting part. The midnight dispatcher, keeping every moving thing connected, swinging to the frequency, the whole city running through his headset. Doo-dee-doo. Crackling voices in the dark, and he knows every single one just like that. Nobody lost on his watch, so steady. Driver 42 called in a flat on 5th and Madison. He had someone there before the sentence finished. Asked the driver how the wife was doing, remembered without being reminded. And that's the whole thing. Brother, reliability is its own kind of heroism, the quiet kind that holds everything else up. The midnight dispatcher, keeping every moving thing connected, swinging to the frequency, the whole city running through his headset. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Crackling voices in the dark, and he knows every single one just like that. Nobody lost on his watch, so steady. Shabba-dee-doo-ah. And every channel went quiet. He leaned back and let the silence do its thing. The midnight dispatcher, sign off when the sun comes up, and sleep like you earned it. Keep on swinging, baby. The people who keep the lights on deserve the best songs. Do-do. Back at that same console, same headset, same frequency, same 40 years. Static and steadiness and grace. Dawn shift came in at 6. He briefed them in 4 sentences. The midnight dispatcher, over and out. Over and out.
She remembered every coat without writing a single thing down, handed them back at the end of the night, like she'd been keeping them personally safe. Post by the door since 8:30, watching the whole city walk in and out. Every hat a different story, every coat a different kind of evening. Gentlemen, the woman at the door sees more of the night than anyone inside ever does. The hat-check girl, keeper of everything people leave behind, swing into the evening, the whole parade passing through her hands. Shabba, shabba, mink and wool and one very confused umbrella just in her care. Nothing gets lost tonight, so safe. A nervous man checked his hat 4 times. She smiled the same smile every time without irony. Said the hat will be here when you need it, which turned out to be exactly what he needed to hear. Brother, sometimes the kindest thing you can do is hold something carefully until someone's ready to take it back. The hat-check girl, keeper of everything people leave behind, swing into the evening, the whole parade passing through her hands. Shabba, shabba, mink and wool and one very confused umbrella just in her care. Nothing gets lost tonight, so safe. The night she had one hat left unclaimed, set it on the top shelf like it might still be collected. The hat-check girl, tip her well, she held your evening together. Keep on swinging, baby, the ones who work the edges make the whole thing possible. Shabba, shabba, back through that same door, same post, same smile, same safe hands, good memory and quiet grace and grace. Last coat out at 2:30, she turned the light off herself. The hat-check girl, all accounted for, all accounted for.
Sandman's running late tonight, half the city still wide awake at 2, sitting up with cold coffee and old worries, the kind that only visit after midnight. He's been at this job since before recorded history, knows every insomniac by their particular brand of ceiling staring, carries a bag that never quite empties and a patience that would humble a saint. Pal, the night shift never really ends when half the world keeps finding reasons to stay awake. The Sandman's overtime work working his way down every lit-up window, swinging to the small hours, the city slowly giving in one by one. Heavy eyes and a pillow that finally feels right. Just let go, drift on down so easy. Fellow on the fourth floor had been awake since Tuesday. Sandman sat with him a while before trying anything. Sometimes you've got to let a man finish worrying before the sand does any good at all. Brother, sleep comes easier when you stop treating it like something you have to deserve. The Sandman's overtime, working his way down every lit-up window, swinging to the small hours, the city slowly giving in one by one. Heavy eyes and a pillow that finally feels right. Just let go, drift on down so easy. The last window went dark around 4. He tipped his hat to nobody in particular. The Sandman's overtime, close your eyes, he's already on his way to you. Keep on swinging, baby, the worries will still be there tomorrow, let them wait. Same pillow, same dark, same Sandman, same patient hands, warm blankets and borrowed quiet and grace. The city finally exhaled around 5:15. The Sandman's overtime.
Corner of 5th since 1941. Same wooden stand, same brass footrest, different shoes every day. Same conversation underneath all of them. Nobody sits in that chair and stays guarded for long. Something about the angle puts a man at ease. Looking down at the top of someone's head who's completely focused on making something shine. Gentlemen, a good shine takes about 8 minutes, long enough to say the thing you've been carrying all week. The shoe shine stand, where the city comes to think out loud, swinging to the rhythm, brushing cloth, keeping perfect time. Sha-la-la leather, coming back to life under practiced hands, just like new, walk taller, leaving here so polished. He heard a merger before it hit the papers, a proposal rehearsed 3 times before the nerve held. A man who just got fired, laughing about it. Finally, the chair has excellent acoustics,
for the truth. Brother, the best conversations happen when somebody's hands are busy and nobody's making eye contact. The shoe shine stand, where the city comes to think out loud, swinging to the rhythm, brush and cloth, keeping perfect time. Shallow-light leather coming back to life under practiced hands, just like new, walk taller, leaving here so polished. Shoppa. He snapped the cloth one last time with a flourish. The whole street heard it and smiled. The shoe shine stank. Come back when the leather tells you it's time. Keep on swinging, baby. The man on the corner knows more than he lets on. Sha-la-la, back on that same footrest, same corner, same shine, same truth, good leather and better stories and grace. Stepped down from the chair, caught my reflection in the toe. The shoe shine stand, looking sharp, looking sharp.
Mr. Henderson didn't own an umbrella. On principle, he said, though he never explained which one. Walked to work in every weather, arrived looking like a man who had made his peace with things. 22 years at the same insurance firm, which he found quietly hilarious given the umbrella situation. Knew every client by name and by trouble, and never made either one feel like a burden. Gentlemen, a man who shows up wet and unbothered is a man who has figured something important out. The rain in Mr. Henderson, soaked to the bone and perfectly fine about it. Swing to the downpour, let the weather do its worst and keep moving. Do-wah, do-wah. Puddles and a briefcase and a hat that gave up years ago, just forward, undefeated by the forecast, so unshakable. Asked him once why he never bought an umbrella. He said the rain never hurt anybody who wasn't already worried. Wrung out his sleeve over the office plant, said that's the most useful I've been to it all year. Brother, attitude is the only weatherproofing that actually works in every condition. The rain in Mr. Henderson, soaked to the bone and perfectly fine about it. Swing into the downpour, let the weather do its worst and keep moving. Do-wah, do-wah. Puddles and a briefcase and a hat that gave up years ago, just forward, undefeated by the forecast, so unshakable. Shabba-be-doo-wah, shabba-be-doo-wah, shabba-be-doo-wah. He stopped to help a woman with a stuck umbrella, got even wetter and laughed the whole way upstairs. The rain and Mr. Henderson, next time it pours, leave the umbrella at home just once. Keep on swinging, baby, the weather only wins if you let it set the tone. Do-wah, do-wah. Same wet shoes, same briefcase, same Henderson, same grin, warm offices
and wetsuits and Grace retired on a Thursday.
It rained.
He walked home anyway. The rain and Mr. Henderson.
Not a drop of regret.
Not a drop.
Table 7 in the back left corner. Every regular knew not to ask for it, not because of any rule, just understood the way good things are understood. Supposedly a songwriter finished his best album there. A couple got engaged twice at the same chair. A man won an argument with himself on a Tuesday and left looking 10 years lighter. Gentlemen, certain places accumulate good fortune the way good coats accumulate character. The lucky table back left corner doing quiet miracles, swing into the good luck, pull up a chair and let it work. Shabbat, shabbat, wine and candlelight, and something in the air just like that. Fortune favors the seated, so sit. A waiter named Carlo guarded it without being asked. Said he could tell when someone needed it most. Seated, a nervous writer there one rainy Monday. Man published his first book the following spring. Brother Luck is just the right place, meeting the right moment with your coat already off. The lucky table back left corner doing quiet miracles, swing into the good luck, pull up a chair and let it work. Shabbat, shabbat, wine and candlelight, and something in the air just like that. Fortune favors the seated, so sit. Dee-doo-ah. Carlo seated me there on a Wednesday without me asking and winked once. The lucky table, order something good and stay as long as it takes. Keep on swinging, baby. The best luck comes to those who show up and mean it. Shabbat, shabbat, back in that same corner, same Carlo, same candle, same chance. Red wine and quiet miracles and grace. Left a bigger tip than usual. Carlo nodded like he knew. The lucky table,
Come back soon.
come back soon.
Come back soon.
Come back soon.
Smells like leather and ambition, and something that might be yesterday's coffee. Been on the same block since before the neighborhood forgot what it used to be called. Trainer named Willie runs it 6 days a week. 7th day he thinks about running it from home. Tape and resin and the particular rhythm of a speed bag worked by someone who knows what they're doing. Gentleman discipline looks different up close than it does from the outside, and both versions are impressive. The boxing gym on Atlantic,
where everybody's working something out. Swing into the combinations, the bag doesn't care what you're carrying. Doo-dee-doo, rope and rhythm and a mirror that tells you only the truth, just like that. Leave it all on the canvas so clean. Kid from the 4th floor started coming in last winter, showed up angry and left tired, which Willie said was the whole point. 3 months later, showed up just to work, which Willie said was even better. Brother, the gym doesn't fix anything, it just gives the fix in some way useful to happen. The boxing gym on Delancey, where everybody's working something out. Swing into the combinations, the bag doesn't care what you're carrying. Doo-dee-doo, rope and rhythm and a mirror that tells you only the truth, just like that. Leave it all on the canvas so clean.
Shabba-dee-doo-wah,
Shabba-dee,
shabba-dee-doo-wah,
shabba-dee-doo,
shabba-dee-doo-wah,
shabba-dee-doo-wah. Willie watched the kid spar for the first time, didn't say anything, just crossed his arms and nodded once. The boxing gym on Delancey, come back tomorrow and the day after, and the one after that. Keep on swinging, baby, the work is the point, and the point is to keep working. Doo-dee-doo, back through that same door, same smell, same Willie, same bag, leather and honest effort and grace. Walked out into the evening air, hands still wrapped. The boxing gym on Delancey, back tomorrow, back tomorrow. Open before the city knows it needs to be. Stack of paper still warm from the press. Sal has the coffee going by 4:15, and the headlines memorized before anyone asks. Been on this corner longer than the corner remembers. Watched 3 mayors and 1 very confusing election. Knows which customer wants which paper, and has it ready before the footsteps finish. Gentleman, the man who hands you the morning, deserves at least a moment of your full attention. The newsstand at dawn, first stop on everybody's way to somewhere. Swing into the morning, Sal already 3 steps ahead of the day. Sha-la-la, headlines and crosswords and 1 racing form just in case. Just ready, world delivered daily, so informed. Regular name Howard hasn't missed a Tuesday in 11 years. Buys the same 2 papers, folds them the same way. Sal has the rubber banded together before Howard rounds the corner. The kind of anticipation is its own form of affection. Brother showing up every day without being asked is the most underrated thing a person can do. The newsstand at dawn, first stop on everybody's way to somewhere. Swing into the morning, Sal already 3 steps ahead of the day. Sha-la-la, headlines and crosswords and one racing form just in case, just ready. World delivered daily, so informed. Trumpet solo. 6 o'clock and the stack was already half gone. Sal just smiled and opened another bundle. The newsstand at dawn, stop and say good morning like you mean it. Keep on swinging, baby. The people who start your day deserve the best of yours. Sha-la-la, back on the same corner, same cell, same paper, same dawn. Newsprint and good mornings and grace. Tuck the paper under my arm. Walked into the day feeling ready. The newsstand at dawn. Same time tomorrow. Same time tomorrow.
They announced it was the final season, 3rd week of September on a Tuesday, which seemed like the wrong day for that kind of news. Starlight Ballroom, been turning heads since 43. Same chandelier, same sprung floor, same ghost of something wonderful. Couples who met here brought their grandchildren just to show them what a room can mean. Gentlemen, some places don't close, they just take a very long intermission. The last dance at the Starlight, one more turn around the floor for old times. Swing into the farewell, the band playing like they refuse to stop. Do-I, do-I. Chandelier throwing diamonds on the walls one final time. Just dance while the music's still playing, so dance. Timer in the corner hadn't missed a Saturday since '61. Asked his wife if she remembered the first time. She said, of course I do. You stepped on my foot twice. He said, I remember it differently. And she laughed and they danced. Brother, a love that still dances after 60 years is the only architecture that really holds. The last dance at the Starlight, one more turn around the floor for old times. Swing into the farewell, the band playing like they refuse to stop. Do-I, do-I. Chandelier throwing diamonds on the walls one final time. Just dance while the music's still playing, so dance. Shabba, big band, full ensemble. The band leader called one more.
music outlast every room it ever played in. Back on that same floor, same chandelier, same band, same grace, sprung floors and slow farewells and grace.
Lights came up slow. Nobody moved for a full minute.
The last dance at the starlight. One more, just one more.
Third floor, walk up on a street with no elevator and no apologies about it either. Everybody who visited got the tour, whether they wanted it or not. Window faces east, which means the mornings are spectacular and the afternoons are somebody else's problem. Radiator clanks at 2 in the morning like clockwork. Been meaning to call about that since the Truman administration. Gentlemen, a man's apartment tells you everything worth knowing about him in under 4 minutes. 3 flights up, where the view pays the rent difference. Swing into the climb, every step worth what's waiting at the top. Shabbat, shabbat, creaky landing and a door that sticks just a little, just like home. Nobody visits twice by accident, so welcome. Neighbor on the second plays trumpet on Sunday mornings. Used to bother me, now I leave the window open for it. The woman on the first floor bakes something incredible on Thursdays. The whole building smells like someone's grandmother's best memory. Brother, a building is just a collection of lives happening slightly too close together, and mostly that's fine. 3 flights up, where the view pays the rent difference. Swing into the climb, every step worth what's waiting at the top. Shabbat, shabbat, creaky landing and a door that sticks just a little, just like home. Nobody visits twice by accident, so welcome. Be-do-ah. Be-do-ah. Sunday morning, the neighbor hit a note so clean, the whole building went quiet to listen. 3 flights up, come for the view, stay for the trumpet on Sundays. Keep on swinging, baby, the best addresses aren't always the easiest ones to reach. Shabbat, shabbat, back up those same stairs, same landing, same stuck door, same view. East facing windows and good neighbors and grace. Took the stairs 2 at a time, like I always do. 3 flights up, almost home, almost home. Stool number 4 every morning, without exception. Coffee, black toast, dry newspaper folded in thirds. Nobody asked him anything for the first 6 months. Then one day somebody did, and that was that. Turns out he'd been a professor of something impractical. Retired to the counter because the light was better. Said the best philosophy happens over bad coffee, in places where nobody's trying to impress anybody. Gentleman wisdom doesn't always wear a good suit. Sometimes it wears a cardigan with a loose button, and that's fine. The diner counter philosopher, holding court on stool number 4, swinging to the discourse. The egg's getting cold, but nobody cares. Doody-doo, big questions and bad coffee, and a waitress who's heard it all just nodding. Truth tastes better here, so think. Asked him once what the meaning of all this was. He pointed at his cup and said, start here. Said a thing that's warm and shared and reliable is most of what anyone's actually looking for. Brother, the exam in life turns out to look a lot like showing up to the same counter and meaning it. The diner counter philosopher, holding court on stool number 4, swinging to the discourse. The egg's getting cold, but nobody cares. Doody-doo, big questions and bad coffee, and a waitress who's heard it all just nodding. Truth tastes better here, so think. Shabba-dee-doo-ah. He went quiet for a full 3 minutes once, then said, never mind, I'll need more coffee for that one. The diner counter philosopher, pull up a stool and bring your best unresolved question. Keep on swinging, baby, the answer's worth having. Come with a refill, not a deadline. Doody-doo, back on that same stool, same bad coffee, same good question, same light. Toast and truth and grace left him still talking to the salt shaker. Seemed to be winning. The diner counter philosopher, still thinking, still thinking.
"12 floors and he knew everyone personally. Said the building had moods like anybody else. Mondays ran slow, Fridays ran fast, and the penthouse always smelled like a decision being made. White gloves and a lever that needed a certain touch. 30 years of the same vertical mile. Watch careers go up and come back down, sometimes literally in the same afternoon. Gentleman, the man running the elevator, sees exactly who you are between floors. The elevator operator, 12 floors of the whole human story. Swinging to the ascent, every floor a different world waiting. Sha-la-la, white gloves and a practiced hand on the lever just smooth. Going up and meaning it so right. Caught a man crying between 7 and 8 once. Gave him the slow ride without being asked. At added an extra floor nobody requested. Sometimes a man needs 45 extra seconds, and that's the whole job, brother. Service at its finest looks like knowing what someone needs before they know themselves. The elevator operator, 12 floors of the whole human story, swinging to the ascent. Every floor a different world waiting. Sha-la-la, white gloves and a practiced hand on the lever, just smooth. Going up and meaning it. So rise, dee-doo-wah, dee-doo-wah, dee-doo-wah. Last ride of the day, he took it slow all the way down. Just him in the building, saying goodnight. The elevator operator, step in and let the man do what he does best. Keep on swinging, baby. The people who carry you up deserve the deepest thanks. Sha-la-la, back in that same cab, same glove, same lever, same grace. White gloves and vertical miles and grace. Clocked out at 6, took the stairs down. The elevator operator, going up, going up. "42 floors up, and not a trace of vertigo. Says the city looks completely different when you're the one cleaning the glass that everyone else looks through." Started on the ground floor, worked his way up. Took 7 years to earn the high-rise route. Every window, a different world behind it. He's seen more of this city than the mayor ever will. Gentlemen, perspective costs nothing, but sometimes you have to climb for it. The window washer's view, squeegee cutting through the whole city's reflection. Swing into the heights, every pane a picture frame worth cleaning. Shabop, shabop, clouds and chrome and a skyline that never gets old just up here. Best seat in the house, so climb. Caught a boardroom mid-argument on the 38th. Both sides too worked up to notice a man on a rope outside. He finished the window anyway, made it spotless. Figured clarity was the least he could offer. Brother, a clean window doesn't solve anything, but it does make everything a little easier to see. The window washer's view, squeegee cutting through the whole city's reflection. Swinging to the heights, every pane a picture frame worth cleaning. Shabop, shabop, clouds and chrome and a skyline that never gets old just up here. Best seat in the house, so climb. Eat-doo-ah, 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 do-do-do-do-ah, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-ah. Lunch break on the ledge, 42 floors up. Sandwich never tasted better, he said. The window washer's view, look up next time you pass a tall building and wave. Keep on swinging, baby. The people working at the edges see the truest picture. Shabop, shabop. Back on that same scaffold, same squeegee, same sky, same view. Soapy water and honest altitude and grace. Wrote the scaffold down at 5, looked up once. The
the window washes view. Crystal clear, crystal clear.
Before the city learned to make its own code, there was a man with a truck and a pair of tongues, and a route so memorized he could have done it in his sleep and occasionally did. Up at 3 to beat the heat that would beat him anyway. 50-pound blocks like they were nothing particular. Left hand tongs, right hand dolly. 30 years of the same beautiful efficiency. Gentleman mastery of a humble thing is still mastery, and don't let anybody tell you different. The ice delivery man, keeping the whole neighborhood cool before dawn. Swing into the route, every stop a small miracle of cold. Doody-doo tongs and sawdust, and a truck that knew the way just like clockwork. Showing up before the heat, so reliable. Mrs. Kowalski on Maple always had coffee waiting. Said a man carrying ice at 4 in the morning deserves something warm in return. He agreed and never argued the logic, brother. The people who keep things running before sunrise deserve the loudest appreciation and get the quietest. The ice delivery man, keeping the whole neighborhood cool before dawn. Swing into the route, every stop a small miracle of cold. Doody-doo tongues and sawdust, and a truck that knew the way just like clockwork. Showing up before the heat, so reliable. Last block of the day slid into place at noon. He tipped his cap to nobody in particular and landed. The ice delivery man raised a cold glass. Sign said alterations, but that was modest. What he actually did was closer to transformation. Brought in a jacket that fit like an apology, left with something that fit like a decision. Pins in his mouth and a tape measure round his neck, moving round a customer like a slow orbit. Every measurement a conversation between what a man is and what he's trying to become. Gentlemen, a good tailor doesn't just fit the body, he fits the version of yourself you're reaching for. The tailor on Mulberry Street, taking in and letting out with equal wisdom, swinging to the fitting, every single negotiation worth having. Shabab, shabab, chalk and shears and 40 years of knowing just where it pulls, walking out changed, somehow so fitted.
Young man came in the week before his first interview. Nerve is enough to be measuring himself by the wrong things. Old Taylor looked him over, said the suit needs nothing. Stand up straight and the rest will follow. Brother, sometimes the alteration needed has nothing to do with the fabric at all. The tailor on Mulberry Street, taking in and letting out with equal wisdom, swinging to the fitting, every seam a negotiation worth having. Shabop, shabop, chalk and cheers, and 40 years of knowing just where it pulls, walking out chain, somehow so fitted.
Dee-doo-wah, sha-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la.
He held the finished jacket up to the light, tilted his head once, and nodded like a man closing a case. The tailor on Mulberry Street, bring him anything worth wearing and he'll make it right.
Keep on swinging.
Keep on swinging, baby. The best fit is the one that lets you forget you're dressed.
Shabba, shabba.
Back on that same street, same bell, same pin, same eye, same craft. Good cloth and better counsel and grace. Buttoned it up on the sidewalk, walked different the rest of the day. The tailor on Mulberry Street,
Perfect fit,
perfect fit,
perfect fit.
Mm, 9 o'clock in the building belongs to him. Every corridor, every stairwell, every shadow knows which door sticks on the second floor and which clock runs 3 minutes fast, and always has. Flashlight and a ring of keys that sound like music. Soft shoes on marble, doing the same waltz every night. Check the boiler room at 10 like clockwork, gave it a nod the way you nod at an old agreement. Gentleman guardianship is mostly just showing up and paying attention, and that turns out to be everything. The night watchman's rounds, keeping the whole building safe and sleeping. Swinging to the quiet, every room a trustee takes seriously.
Do-ah-do-ah.
Flashlight beam and a ring of keys, just making his way. Nobody worried tonight, so watch. Found a window open on the 14th once, stood there a moment, letting the night air in. Decided whoever opened it had their reasons. Closed it gentle at midnight and said nothing. Brother, wisdom sometimes looks like knowing which rules to keep and which ones to hold loosely. The night watchman's rounds, keeping the whole building safe and sleeping. Swing into the quiet, every room a trustee takes seriously.
Do-ah-do-ah.
Flashlight beam and a ring of keys, just making his way. Nobody worried tonight, so watch.
Shabba-ba, shabba-ba, shabba-ba.
4 in the morning, the building sighed.
He stopped and listened like he understood what it meant. The night watchman's around, sleep well, knowing somebody's walking the halls. Keep on swinging, baby, the quiet jobs hold the whole world together after dark. Back on that same route, same keys, same knot, same dark. Soft shoes and steady rounds and grace. Dawn shift arrived at 6. He handed over the keys without ceremony. The night watchman's round